Hey everybody, this is Wilder Guy here today, and today, as you can tell by the title, we're going to talk about the average cost for a World War II American impression. Now, you guys may have seen the German one that I made, I don't know, last month I think, and I had a few comments asking for the American impression because I'm sure most of you know that I have an American impression. Now, this impression, I will say before we get started, it's a lot more. There's a bigger range in the overall price that you're going to pay because this actually depends if you're going to buy originals or reproductions. And unlike German impressions, there's a lot more originals still around at actually a cheaper price than some reproductions. So of course, keep this in mind. Now for my list, I did something similar to a late war impression, post D-Day. We're not doing D-Day, it's going to be like post D-Day. And that's kind of like where I'm basing this list from. Now, of course, if you do early impression, you do specific impression like D-Day Normandy, these prices will vary because certain items change. But with that being said, based on my impression that I have, you can check, for example, my late war impression. That cost me about $910, so way cheaper than the German impression. But there's multiple reasons. One, I don't really have a lot of personal items for my American impression. Unlike my German one, which is a little bit more detailed, my American impression is very surface level. Everything you see is basically everything I have. There's not much interior stuff such as pocket litter and personal items and food and things like that. Another reason why this is also a lot cheaper is the rifle. I don't have a rifle. M1 Grands are very expensive, and I just cannot bring myself to spend that kind of money, at the moment at least. So $910 for that impression. Now, if I do add a rifle, these can range from, if you get it from the CMP, I've seen some people last year or two, get them for around the $700 range for a field grade example where it's not the best condition, you know, it might have some nicks and cracks in the stock, or the barrel's not as pristine as you'd want. And other ones, I've seen them go upwards to $2,100, so $2,100. And then, of course, anything in between. So if I want a nice rifle, I calculated about like $1,500 to $1,500. That would bring me to $2,410 for the impression. And if I get a good deal, like a $700 CMP rifle, you know, maybe I get lucky, that would bring me more to about $1,610. Now, of course, that is greatly dependent on the rifle, depending where I get it with the condition and everything. That doesn't even include the ammo that I would like to buy, whether it's blanks or live ammo. Of course, this impression, like I said, doesn't include the personal items. And of course, there is room for improvement. In this here, I did include reproduction stuff. So for example, trousers, I included the reproduction trousers, which come out around $100, and a reproduction haversack, which comes also at around $100. If you buy an original haversack, original pair of pants, both of them combined, they'd probably bring you to maybe $100, honestly, so that can lower the price. A helmet, you want to get a good helmet, I got mine for about $150, including the liner. Of course, this depends. I had to refurbish the helmet, so I didn't even include the cost for the paint, the corking, sort of reproduction items. The liner I had to get refurbished by J. Murray, and I think it didn't cost me that much. But I could be wrong, so maybe it's closer to $200 for this helmet right here. And of course, this goes with cartridge belts. You're using an original cartridge belt, they might cost you around $100. Reproductions, $100 or $50, depending on where you're buying it. So the American impression, I would safely say, can easily range you from $1,600 to $2,500. That is like very, you know, ballpark range. It's not as precise as the German impression. So I hope you guys remember that when you are starting your American impression. It may be cheaper, but one of the more expensive things is going to be the rifle. And that's with really every impression. The most expensive item is going to be the rifle. That's just the way it is. So, with that being said, of course, before I continue, this is for the rifleman. This is not for any support like mortars or NCO or anyone who might have a Thompson, you know, submachine gun, or a BAR or M1 carbine or mortar or anything like that. It's a basic rifleman, infantry rifleman, M1 Grand, bare bones. So with that being said, that does conclude today's video. I hope this was informative. I hope especially the new one, the new people starting this impression. I hope this helped them at least get an idea of how much money they're going to spend for it. Of course, this varies between person to person. But if you enjoyed the video, drop a like, write a comment, share, and subscribe. But besides that, you guys have a great day.